federal government has issued a statement apologizing to Nigerians for what they call a mix-up in communication regarding the purported increase in pump price of petrol to 212 per litre. That's 212 naira, I should say. Our government says it never authorized anybody to act on its behalf in that respect. The only agency in the oil and gas industry that could have acted on behalf of the government said mischievous operators in the downstream sector were responsible for the information, which since last week has provoked a return of long queues to filling stations in major cities across the country. Critically, hoarding of petrol by filling stations has become the order of the day, despite the best efforts of the Department of Petroleum Resources to restore public confidence and normalcy. So what's exactly wrong with the downstream sector, and who should be taking responsibility for the inconveniences and the sleaze in operations that have defined it for so long? So joining us to look at this matter now is Dr. Diran Fawibe, Chairman and Chief Executive of International Energy Services Limited. Welcome to the program, sir. What is really happening? Make sense of it for us. I know we've had conversations about why can't we even produce locally? You know, we've had arguments and arguments on this. What is really wrong with this so-called ecosystem, as it were, of petrol price in Nigeria? This ecosystem of sleaze called petrol price of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Well, it's been established over the years that we have problems with our refineries. You know, we have a refinery in Port Harcourt. Indeed, we have two refineries, the old and the new one, which total about 210,000 barrels per day. We have a refinery in Warri. We have another one in Kaduna. The 3 or 4 refineries, as the case may be, and have not been working, have not been functioning for many years. And because of this, we have to be importing petroleum products. And anytime there is a problem with importation, either in terms of price or whatever, there will be always issues, you know, surrounding the price of fuel. But the problem of the Nigerian refineries, you know, has been discussed over and over again. You remember that when Chief Obasanjo came to power in 1999, one of the things during his administration he wanted to do was to sell at least Port Harcourt refinery to Dangote. It was, although he was doing this towards the tail end of his tenure, when the new administration came in, that's Umaru, the new administration, that's, do I remember now? So he cancelled, Yaradua.
Okay, we'll try to connect with Dr. Diran Fawibe. All right, welcome back. Still the morning show right on the Rise News channel. We're connecting back now to Dr. Diran Fawibe. So, Dr. Fawibe, as you were saying before we went on that quick break, Doctor.
Yeah. I was saying that the Obasanjo administration wanted to sell the refinery, at least the Port Harcourt refinery, to the Dangote. But when Yaradua came to power, you know, he cancelled the sale. Ostensibly on the basis that, you know, the NNPC could rehabilitate the refineries and make them functioning. Now, the rest is history. We know that ever since that time, we are talking about 2007. Ever since that time, the refineries have not been working. Only a few periods during the past 10 years or 15 years that we have output or refined products coming from the refineries. We usually talk about, you know, turnaround maintenance for the refineries, but the longer and short of this is that as of today, the refineries are not working. And because of this, petroleum products have to be imported into the country. Only a few days ago, we were hearing that government wants to sell the refineries. What the Obasanjo administration planned to do as far back as 2007. Now, the labor union and civil society organizations, they have taken the refineries as hostage, saying that it was the refineries are family silver, and you cannot afford to sell the refineries because you'll be selling the refineries to the cronies of the government and at like a scraps. But if we had sold the refineries at that time, perhaps today the situation we are currently facing will probably not have been there. And I would say probably the cancellation of the sale turned out to be a blessing in disguise, as we all know that Dangote has now established a refinery that will be the biggest in the world. It was 650,000 barrels per day, which is never doesn't exist anywhere else. And if the refinery goes on stream, probably next year, then we can be hopeful that Nigeria will be self-sufficient in terms of domestic production of refineries. If ever the 4 refineries that we have, if ever they are not rehabilitated between now and next year. So that is the current situation. But the long and short of it is that the refineries are not working, and we know the mess that refineries have been made of over the years due to negligence and not doing the turnaround maintenance as and when due, and a host of problems, surrounding the refineries.
Well, quickly, Dr. Fawibe, thank you once again for joining us. This whole controversy in the last few days over the pricing of petrol at the fuel stations, what do you think could have been responsible for that confusion? With the Minister of State, Petroleum, saying the President, who is Minister of Petroleum Resources, was not aware, the PPPRA publishing a template for petroleum pricing and then withdrawing it immediately. Meanwhile, in March, April, we were told that market forces will now determine pump price of fuel. What is the dilemma that government is trying to manage?
Well, I think the whole episode of last Friday has been attributed to miscommunication. Let's say that the PPRA that said it put the template on its website just as a guide about the current trend of price of petroleum products. If the intention was not to roll it out as the new price, then there was no business for PPRA putting that template on the website. That is fundamental. Because any price put on the website is form of a new price template, whatever you call it. Marketers will take it as if the price has been changed to the new price. And if PPRA wants us to believe that the price was not meant to be official and to be rolled out, it should not have been put in that website in the first place. Now, marketers haven't taken that as if it was the new price. You can hardly blame the marketers, who are always looking for opportunities to make good for themselves. And then they started hoarding petrol across the whole country, whereby motorists are no longer getting fuel, and because they want to take advantage of the new price. The price, the fuel that was bought below 162 naira per liter, now they will be selling those the fuel at 212 naira per liter, making a windfall profit. And the justification they always make is that now it will cost them more to buy, to replace or replenish their stock. So they can justify themselves by selling whatever they have in their storage, at the new price. But that is neither here nor there. But the petrol is a political commodity. We know that, because if we have deregulated the price of petroleum products, ordinarily there shouldn't be any issue about the price of petrol. We all know that the price of diesel and kerosene have been deregulated. So if there's going to be a change in the price of those two commodities or products, there's never any issue. People will drive to the petrol station and buy diesel at whatever price the marketer wants to sell, or kerosene, the same thing. So, but when it comes to petrol, because of the issues surrounding petrol over the years, there has not been any full free rein to the price. And this being the case, it has beclouded the issue of deregulation. And I think, to my own mind, it will take the Dangote refinery coming on stream before we can breathe a sigh of relief when it comes to setting the price of petrol. Now, the PPRA or government should not have any business setting the price of fuel anymore. What's the most sensible thing for government to do is to guide the fixing of prices by the marketers to ensure that they don't exploit the consuming public. But in terms of approving the price, fixing it as if the government is fixing the price of petrol, you know, it will always amount to non-deregulation of the downstream sector, or at least the price of petrol. So government should hands off completely, you know, from this thing. Now, the NNPC was saying that there will be no price increase in March. Then the PPRA is putting price up on this website, you know, so that is the part of the confusion. So
well, on that note,
is basically what is going on. And,
yes. On that note, thank you very much, Dr. Fawibe. Thank you.